Today we're going to take a look at section 81. The Pythagorean theorem and its converse. The objective of this section to use the Pythagorean theorem and its converse. If we take a look at this theorem, 8-1, called the Pythagorean theorem, what does that really mean? That's telling you you're given a triangle that looks like this. Then you could take leg 1 squared plus leg 2 squared. That added together equals the hypotenuse squared. In other words, you can take a squared plus b squared. That would give you c squared. So that is the formula that you use in the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So let's take a look at problem number 1. Finding the length of the hypotenuse. If we are given the triangle over here, and we are given 2 lengths of a triangle. Leg AC is 20, leg BC is 21. How do we use the Pythagorean theorem to find out what C is, the hypotenuse? In order to do that, there is a formula that we'll be using for this problem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So if we're going to use this triangle, we're going to take 20, which we'll call leg A. So we're going to take 20 squared plus the other leg, we'll call that B, 21 squared. That would give you what the hypotenuse is for C. So, using this formula, if we take 20 squared, that would be 400. Plus 21 squared, which would be 441. That would equal c squared. So if we add these two together, 400 plus 441 gives me 841 equals c squared. And how do we solve it from here? If we have c squared equals 841, you want to take the square root of 841, and that would be 21. So c equals 21. Just check it. Does anyone disagree with that answer? That's right. That is incorrect. The real square root of 841 is, can anyone tell me? Put that in your calculator. What do you get? 29. That is correct. So, missing side, c squared, the hypotenuse, is 29. Let's take a look at problem 2. want to find the length of a lake. So if we are given a lake and the hypotenuse, what do we do to figure out that answer? We're still going to use the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We just have to plug in the numbers where they belong. The length over here, a, goes in for the a squared, so it is 8 squared, plus x squared. We don't know what that side is, so that becomes x squared. And the hypotenuse, which is c, that is going to become 20 squared. So the next step is we need to square 8. So 8 to the second power is 64, x squared. 20 to the second power is 400. So we are left with 64 plus x squared equals 400. What do we do to get x squared by itself? Circle, draw my law. So what do I want to do to both sides to get x squared by itself? The opposite of 64 would be minus 64 to both sides. And when we subtract those two, that cancels out. We're left with x squared. And on the other side, we're left with 336. Now, what do we do to find out what x equals? We can put this in a calculator because we want to find out what is the square root of 336. Go ahead and put that in your calculator. What do you get? Right, that comes out to about 18.33, etc. Which means we need to break that down a little bit further, see if we can find two numbers multiplied together to give me that number. Let's try 16 and 21. So 16 times 21 is 336. Then we got to take a look at the numbers inside the square root side. 16 is a perfect square, so that would come out and become 4 square root 21. So the length of your triangle is going to equal 4 square root 21.